So the other day, a friend of mine asked me, should I get a coronary artery calcium test? And my friend is in his 40s. He doesn't have a lot of risk factors for heart disease, but he wants to be proactive and he wants to take action now to prevent heart disease in the future. So I thought it was a really good question. And so let me walk you through how I would answer his question. First thing, just so we're all on the same page, what is a coronary artery calcium test? It's a low-dose CT scan, no contrast involved, takes less than 10 minutes, costs about $200 out of pocket, and it looks at calcium deposits in your coronary arteries. And we know that calcium deposits in the coronary arteries is correlated with the development of plaque. So let me share a story. When I turned 40, I had elevated LDL of about 130, and I was on the fence about taking a statin. So my doctor said, why don't you get a coronary artery calcium test? And if the score is not 0, maybe that would nudge you to take a medication. So I went ahead and got my coronary artery calcium test, and my score was 0. Awesome. So I felt reassured. My 10-year risk of coronary artery disease was very low, and I sat with that for a while, and I didn't take a medication. But I continued to do my research, continued to read, talk to different cardiologists, and what I concluded was that just because my coronary artery calcium score was 0 didn't mean that I didn't have any plaque. There could still have soft plaque that didn't have calcium. And secondly, while my 10-year risk of coronary artery disease and heart attack or stroke was very low, my lifetime risk, my 20, 30, 40 life year risk was still elevated unnecessarily. And that a lifetime of an LDL of 130 put me at increased risk for heart attack or stroke. And that if I could bring that down, I would like to do that. I was already doing everything lifestyle that I could. I was eating healthy. I had to cut down on my saturated fats considerably, and yet still my LDL was 130. So I decided to go on a statin. So for me, it turns out that the coronary artery calcium score was unnecessary because I still decided to take the medication. So I didn't really need to do the coronary artery calcium test. So for my friend, if he is on the fence and if he felt that his score was 0, that he would be okay with that risk. Let's say his cholesterol was also the same as mine, and he got a score of 0. Maybe he's fine with 10-year risk being low, and he's okay, and he really is against taking medication. Then maybe it's worth it for him to take the test, because if his score came back at 50, and he decided to take a statin, then for him the test would be worth it. So whenever we order a test in medicine, we should always ask ourselves, is the result going to change what I do? And if it is going to change what you do, if the number coming back could potentially cause you to start taking a medication, then I'd say it's worth it. In my case, I believe that an LDL of 130 or higher is, in my case, was too high, and regardless of my calcium score, I'm on a statin. So I'll share more about why I've become more aggressive about lowering LDL cholesterol over the years on my next post.